The Tomorrow War is a film that, well, I had enjoyed to some degree. There are some things in this movie that really held it back from being a great film. Nonetheless, I think you should check this film out because it does tell an interesting story within it. Directed by Chris McClay, this film is about a mix of present day soldiers and they are sent into the future to fight an alien army. The beginning of the film actually takes place in late 2022, but then soldiers and civilians from the future comes 28 years into the present, obviously, and they say, we need your help to fight this alien army. And for there, you have a film which had an interesting concept, but it is lacking in execution. Now, the thing is, I did like this film, but not as good as I thought it would. It's a summer blockbuster movie that feels like it deserves to be in theaters. But ironically, it was released on Amazon Prime. So one thing I have to say is that the acting is decent. But the two highlights acting-wise is Chris Pratt and J.K. Simmons. I think they did a good job in this film. It's just, this film's lacking in some areas, like they ain't explain about the war soon enough. And they ain't really give a much needed backstory for the main character of Chris Pratt, Dan Forrester. I mean, I would like to learn more about Dan Forrester as a character, but no, he just goes to this war in the future and he says it's like the right thing to do or something. And one thing is, I've probably seen better sci-fi movies that involves alien invasions. It's just that it doesn't capitalize on the concept well enough. But nonetheless, I enjoyed this film. I just wished it could have been better for what it turned out to be. You know, I really wish I could give this movie the benefit of the doubt. I mean, originally it's supposed to have came out on December 25th last year, but of course COVID caused it to be pushed into the summer. And then Amazon Prime bought it for $200 million. So what I'm saying is that while the whole entire story is real with plot holes, this movie is funny to some degree. There's a character actually in the film who's funny. You know, he makes jokes. And he makes it a little lighthearted. And then there's a whole plot about something else I can't get into because of spoilers. But it's well worth the effort, sort of. But on the other hand, this movie's like two halves. Because one half, you have a great premise about soldiers coming from the future to fight a future war that the people of the present have nothing to do about. But the second half is muddled with some bad explanations about how the war came about. I mean, they explain it, but I wish they could have did a better job of explaining said war. Nonetheless, though, this is not the worst film I've seen this year, but there is much to be desired from this movie. I'm giving this film a 6 out of 10. Pretty much, Chris Pratt kind of saved this film from being a disaster. I mean, his acting's good. So is J.K. Simmons, I mentioned before. But we don't know enough about these two characters, you know, Dan and James Forrester. I will say that they're not boring. It's just, I want more from this film, you know. And I didn't really get that in this movie. And the plot could have been written a little bit better. But it's a film that, while I like, it's not something I'll go back and rewatch, you know, over time. Nonetheless, though, this film, it's alright by me. Just not as great as it could have been. And that's my review of The Tomorrow War. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this film if you've seen it already. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.